Good morning, my name is Bianca Sabando and my topic is water pollution. I'm here with Dr. Eric and okay. First, I would like you to know your opinion of what is water pollution and how aquifers can be affected because of this.
Aquifers are underground reservoirs of water. Usually they're closed, so that if they're closed on the bottom, that is, water doesn't leave them. Uh, if water comes in from the top to refill them, and that water is polluted, that contamination remains in the aquifer. We can't remove it, so that aquifer is permanently ruined.
Okay, so as you know, almost all the earth is covered by water, of course, and about 3% of water is used for our consumption. There are many ways to contaminate the water of the oceans, lakes, rivers, and aquifers. What do you think is the main contaminant or the main human activity that contaminates water?
Basically, all human activity, the
Okay.
simple existence of humans, is because we contaminate water with sewage. We bathe, we use soap, we wash dishes, we wash ourselves, we use toilets, but most of those, the water can be treated and uh, cleaned up with using biological methods. Those are semi-natural. The worst ones are basically industrial uses. Industrial uses and chemicals that we produce that find their way into the water. For example,
Okay, and do you think like here in Zamorano, agriculture can like contaminate water like more than the activities that we do like uh, washing the
like
dishes or the water from the residences?
I, the effects of agriculture depend on what chemicals we're using and how many chemicals we're applying.
Okay.
So all the chemicals we spray onto the fields have have the potential to be serious contaminants because most of them are not environmentally friendly, i.e., they are meant to kill plants, to kill insects, and therefore, if they get into the water, it literally poisons the water. It doesn't just make the water low quality. It makes it toxic.
And in environmental classes, the teacher. Okay, if we are continuing making waste and contamination in our environment, how many years do you think this resource will be able for human needs?
Water is, luckily for us, renewable. Basically, when it evaporates and turns into clouds, it's clean.
Okay.
So rainwater is clean. As long as it rains, we will have water. Okay, so we need to devise ways to make use of the water that comes down with the rain. So catch the water that comes down off the roof, store it in a cistern, then you will always have drinking water.
But in the countries that there's no water, what can, for
There,
example, the deserts
even
or
even even in deserts, it may not rain a lot,
okay.
but that means when it rains, you store the water. That's the strategy how animals that live in deserts normally survive. Cactus doesn't need to be watered every week or every month. It but when it gets water, it stores enough to survive for the next year.
Okay.
That's how people need to live too.
We'll have to adapt to
Yes.
okay. And I read an article in Ocean Cleanup Project that they are creating a project in which they will clean the plastic in the trash vortex in the Pacific Ocean. And because this contamination is the most scary, because it's killing marine life and is making more pollution. Do you think this project will be like able, as they are planning, will be like will work?
It's a nice idea.
Yes.
The ultimate impact will probably be minimal un- until we control all the plastic being dumped in the ocean.
Yes.
It doesn't do much good to send boats at great expense to the middle of the ocean to get one boatload of trash and bring it back if 10 boatloads are being dumped in the rivers.
Yes. And in how many years do you think it will take? Oh,
I have no idea.
okay.
My It depends on how much money is invested and how many boats are involved and how much they can carry. Um, all of that ultimately comes down to money in the first place than to try to remove it.
And the last question is that the existence of the plastic in the water contamination is producing the death of many marine animals. Which do you think is the principal cause of this terrible problem? How this will affect the balance of the ecosystem?
The problem is small pieces of plastic that look like food. Animals eat them. Animals can't digest them, so their whole stomach fills up with these, and they just starve to death because they're not getting any real food.
Okay.
And that happens particularly with young individuals that don't know, that haven't learned, and so it's killing a lot, especially marine birds.
Okay. Okay, this is the end of the interview. Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome.